zone. They're going to kick a field goal right now to tie.
Was that you that screamed?
We heard someone scream.
Coach, good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, saw a little bit of what happened on the field during practice. This little lapse of concentration and so forth. Overall, we played I think is a very good football team. I think Furman's going to win a bunch of football games. Be surprised if they don't go very deep in the playoffs in 1AA. So I certainly want to compliment them. They had a good plan. They execute well. A lot of little short passes and things they threw, just getting in little dead areas in the zone. But the 72-yard pass you give up late in the ball game like that on a busted coverage, it sort of reflects on a lack of preparation and focus and those type of things. And that's what you don't want to see. It's like I told the kids during the week, I hope when we come in here Monday we think we got better this week. And I don't know if we did or not, because physically we got after it, played hard, but I think we had some mental lapses out there and did some really, stupid things that are unexcusable.
Pressure was better?
Got a little pressure on them, but I didn't think it was outstanding. They had a good plan for blitz. They weren't going to let you blitz them very much. We did it just to let them know we would blitz. Probably, I think 2 of the third downs out of the 3 that they got tonight were when we were blitzing. And they were able to get the ball out of their hands and gain the yardage, which, you have to come after them some. But I thought our pass rush was good, and I thought we got to the quarterback some. Coverage was not bad at times. Didn't play man-to-man very well. And then, of course, like I said, the busted coverage on the option pass, halfback pass was bad.
Ellis, how much of a relief was it to see that ball get thrown out to Stephon with that clear field in front of him?
Well, I don't know if it's a relief. We just, I'm glad to see us make a play on the ball and score on defense. I don't know the last time we've done that. And the coverage was played well by him. I don't know if the quarterback made a mistake or threw it over the guy's head, but there was actually a kid open more inside, but I don't know if that's who he was trying to throw it to. But that was good, and I think it was good for our defense. We've been harping on trying to turn the ball over, score on defense, and hopefully this will maybe get us started a little bit. We can do more of it.
Clemson missed the field goal.
They missed it.
They missed it? So much for check. Oh, my goodness.
Ellis.
It wasn't a long one. They were down 15-yard line.
25, did you say?
That's that walk-on kicker that they brought in.
What are the difficulties of defending a guy like Cam Newton?
Wow. He reminds me of the kid from LSU, and sort of but a little bit more Tebow in him. When I say the kid from LSU, I'm talking about Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah.
The last kid I saw, it kind of looked like him. He's got a little Vince Young to him. He is hard to get on the ground when you do get to him. He throws a nice ball. Obviously, he can see. You can't affect him with inside pass rush very much because he can see over it. He's mobile. And the other thing on some of the third and shorts, they've got that Tebow effect where they can let the quarterback carry the football on some plays where it's very difficult to be able to account for the quarterback. But he's going to pose a big-time problem. They got other good players around him, too. And I looked at a lot of it during the course of the week. I always do that. It wasn't any lack of respect for Furman. I always look ahead toward the end of the week just to kind of get my mind off the team we're playing. And I've seen quite a bit of film on them. Furman did not run a lot of what Auburn does, but they had it in their offense. And so I think we've seen a lot of the same plays they're going to run.
Is this a bit of wake-up call for the defense a little bit? Or Furman's a good team, but,
Tonight? Or
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing that, if there's anything gnawing at me, I've noticed this group sometimes, they don't have the ability to focus on a job at hand and do the little things right, come to meetings with a purpose, go on the practice field with a purpose. And, when the ball game was obviously over tonight, we made some of our worst plays, just careless stuff. And that you're not going to achieve any kind of greatness or major goals as long as you do that. You may win a bunch of games, but you're not going to ever reach the top of that kind of lack of maturity. And that's the thing we've got to get across to them.
Coach, having coached at Mississippi State and Alabama, you've coached a lot of games at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Some of you got to tell your players, but hey, you guys are walking into a hostile environment, loud crowd. Obviously, the last time USC played there in 2005, they didn't fare too well. Man.
It is one of the loudest stadiums, really is.
Yeah.
I know when I coached at Alabama, Jordan-Hare was much louder than our stadium was. Number one, it might have been a little bigger at the time, but our average fan at Alabama was older.
Yeah.
It was so hard to get the tickets, nobody could afford them. But they had a lot more college students and younger people. I'm going to tell you now, it wasn't hostile, it was violent when you came to Alabama. I don't know if they'll be that mean to us, but they were awfully mean to us at Alabama. They mooned the team bus one day. But it is a tough place to play, and I think game time is at night. Just their talent level and the noise environment. The thing about defense though, we've had some problems last 2-3 games because the crowd noise you deal with on defense is at home, which is good. Our fans have really been super, but it poses a problem sometimes on defense. We've had some cover checks busted because nobody could hear who was trying to tell them something. We won't deal with that in Auburn as well as bad as our offense will. So nobody thinks about that, but we get the quiet crowd on the road.
Coach, we're going back and forth on you this game and next week. Can you talk about Travian tonight?
I think he played very well. I don't have anything, statistically or, from anything Brad said, but I think he played very well. We've had good play from our interior people the last 2 games. I thought they played super against Georgia, and looking at the film, they played even better than we thought. Very physical and played hard. Again, the running game tonight was never much of a factor. They did some good things with some little schemes to get the ball going a few times, but never really had any problem with the running game. They just did a lot of good things with a little short passing game and beat man coverage a couple of times too. But I think Travian played very well, and Lottie's played very good with half a hand too.
Do you know anything more about Shaq? Will you try to work him in Monday or Tuesday, or how's that going to go?
I'm hoping. Everybody's asked about him. I don't know completely how he is physically. They've told me that he's made a lot of progress, but with what he had to make a lot of progress. I'm very hopeful he can play this week. I don't want to wait any longer. I think he can come in there and help us this week. There are a lot of little things. Our linebackers are playing hard. They're playing pretty good against the run. A lot of things in coverage, a lot of those little short passes I'm talking about. Some of these kids don't have the awareness he does on splits of receivers and what's getting ready to happen to you. They just react to something and then try to go cover it with speed. And he sees it before it happens. And hopefully, for us, he's been out for so long, I just really need to get him going again. But probably the drop dead time is if he's not real by the end of open date, we may have to all sit down and see, he included, and obviously it's Coach Spurr's decision, see if maybe he needs to just take a red shirt year.
The fact you're playing on the road next week had a pretty hostile environment, and it's almost essential for Shaq, in your mind, for Shaq to play in order to have success on defense. Or
I don't know if it's essential. It certainly would help. I'm never going to say we can't be successful without any one player, but he does mean a lot to our defense. And tonight was a good example. There were a lot of little things that we didn't get checked and adjusted that I think he could do a better job of. But he's just more experienced and more heady.